Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is just another example of suicidal empathy led by women because they have a problem with this suicidal empathy type deal. All right. So, again, I don't know what we're doing here exactly on how we're just like, on how just keeps on happening. Like, this is just bound to happen if you're just using only your emotions. So we have this here where a woman that was from New York City or New York went to Ireland to go be with her Muslim husband or boyfriend, and she ends up dead because, well, that's what to be expected. And she's a very far left liberal. So again, this is just another form of insanity. Let's get directly into this. So we have this here where a migrant sought for a killing New York mom in Ireland met her anti-Israel protest and is feared to have fled the country. The suspect in the murder of a New York mom who recently moved to Ireland is a Middle Eastern asylum seeker who met her at an anti-Israel protest and who may have already fled the country. The bloody body of Jamie Carney, 43, was found Tuesday afternoon by her 13-year-old daughter at her rented home in Killarney, where she had moved 5 years ago from Westchester County. She was beaten to death and suffered multiple head injuries. The cops probing reports that a loud argument was heard the night before at her home on a luxury housing estate. The person of significant interest is a 20-year-old migrant from the Middle East who applied for asylum after arriving in Ireland in 2024. Police told the Irish Independent without naming him. Carney, who worked for a healthcare consulting company, reportedly knew the man for a year and a half after meeting a pro-Palestine protest. Sources at the Gardaí at the Irish police told the Irish Sun. The slaying mom previously posted a video of herself in a keffiyeh at an anti-Israel rally. The feeling is that she may have met this individual at an anti-war demonstration and kept in contact over the last number of months. Police have issued alerts at ports and airports over fears he may have fled the country before the body was even found. If this poor woman was killed on Monday night, then her killer would have sufficient time to travel to another location in the country. Now, they say this poor woman. I don't say this poor woman. She got what she deserved. Honestly, there's nothing else that you can say. But we have to feel sympathy for this female, right? I have no sympathy for this woman. I don't care because you get what you pay for, right? I mean, you went into the ideology, the leftist ideology, that these people are kind, that these people are great, and they care about women and all this stuff. When automatically that when you go read the like just the Islam law and how this works, you know that they do not care for their women. They treat women as second class citizens. And the fact that you brought your daughter into this mess, by the way, let's put this as clearly as possible. She used her suicidal empathy, and her suicidal empathy literally got her killed. I don't know what else to tell you about this, but this is just complete stupidity, unregard, and every stretching matter. One theory is that he may have been taking a bus to Dublin from Killarney around 3 a.m. Tuesday, several hours before Carney's daughter found her slain mom, and then boarded a last-minute flight to Istanbul in Turkey. Cops are focusing on contacts he has in both Turkey and France, where he previously spent time and trying to clarify what travel documents he had. However, it is unclear on how he could have fled the country as he wouldn't have had access to his passport due to his open asylum application. Carney's daughter, who was in the house at the time of the killing, raised the alarm when she called a family friend on Tuesday and now is being supported by relatives. Yeah, because now she has no mother because the mother is suicidal empathy because the mother's an idiot. The room was covered in blood, and Carney's killer had reportedly pulled the bedclothes up over her torso and face before fleeing. Cops are examining security footage to determine all movements at and around her house since July 5th. Carney was actively involved in local sports and heritage groups, as well as pro-Palestine campaign groups in Ireland, had lifelong connections with the country going back to her teenage years. Her family is said to be flying to Ireland from the U.S. Okay, well, there you go. Well, I guess this is what you get when you are being stupid. New York's mom, Jamie Carney, suffocated to death in an Iron home murder as police fear asylum seeker boyfriend fled country. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. This is the person that has murdered her, obviously. All good on her, I guess, for going with that leftist type of vibe, I guess. I guess she did a good job because she put her daughter at risk. And we have this here to where what she was doing right here, right? I mean, this is where she was, the protest, the person that she was with, and all that great stuff. And I guess this is just what you get, right? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. She's been doing this type of deal. Like, guys, what are we doing here exactly? And again, her suicidal empathy gets her killed. She puts her daughter at great risk. So we all know about the whole grape thing inquiry that was released about a couple weeks ago, and on how and what they were doing to the children. Could you imagine this guy doing the same thing to her daughter? Like, what are we doing here exactly? Like, she puts her own daughter at risk for this. Like, it's insane behavior. And again, we have this here to where like what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, again, I don't know what else to tell you, man. But we have to start like white women, specifically white liberal women, have to get their crap in gear. Like, I don't know what else to tell you about this type of stuff, but like white like these people do not care about women. They haven't never cared, and we have to start understanding that. Now, are all Muslims like this? No, I'm not going to say all Muslims are like this. However, I will say that majority are, and you have to understand and respect the way that they treat their women. So again, asylum seeker on the run after American woman beaten to death in Ireland. Jamie Carney, a 43-year-old American originally from New York, was found beaten to death in her home in County Kerry, where she had lived for around 5 years with her teenage daughter. And then, of course, a Middle Eastern asylum seeker in his 20s is being hunted by police in a connection with a brutal murder. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know about you, man. Like, this is just insane behavior. It's like your actions reflects on the people around you, right? And now the daughter obviously doesn't look like she has a father, doesn't look like she has a mother now, and this is just atrocious. This is awful behavior. Like, this is bad. Like, I don't feel sorry for the mother at all. The mother brought this upon herself, but the daughter had nothing to partake into this. She had to deal with her mother's stupid suicidal empathy. Her mother put her in danger, and now her mother is dead, and now the daughter is probably, I think, just an orphan now because of a mother's suicidal empathy. It's absolutely insane behavior that we have women like this doing this type of stuff. It's wildly insane. What are we doing there? What are we doing here exactly? What is going on? Right? Like, ladies, please, for the love of Christ, understand what you're doing when you follow these people. Understand what the leftism got you. Leftism killed this woman because she had to believe that, like, oh, well, Palestine at war is like, Palestine is not our problem. We don't have to fight for them. We don't have to give them support. We don't have to do anything. Why? Because they're not a part of America. They're not our problem. We shouldn't have to deal with them because they're not our issue. If anything, they're Israel's issue, and we don't need to be following Israel's example of how to defend Israel from Palestine. All right, we don't. That's Israel's problem. Let them deal with it. Okay, so I don't know what else to tell you, but this is just stupid behavior. It's wild that we're here, and it's just like when I go back down to your actions have consequences. Your actions can reflect or have detrimental damage to the people around you. Well, for example, like if I'm getting threatened, right? And I have my child or I have people around me. My actions on what I do afterwards or during that moment will affect the people around me. My best way in that situation is not to fight them because me fighting them has a detriment on the people around me. They could get stabbed, they can get killed, like bad things could happen to my child. So I have to choose the correct response in order to de-escalate and not make sure the situation gets worse. I will defend myself, I will defend my child, I will defend my family, I will defend my friends if it gets to that point. But I will never go to the escalation to the point to where it puts everybody else at risk. And what she did is that she put her daughter at risk, and now she's dead, and now the daughter has to pay the consequences of the mother's actions. Ladies, you need to get your shit in gear. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd. I cannot stand this. Well, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Ladies, you're losing my respect day after day after day. And I don't know how else I can really say it. You got some type of mental problems or whatever you have to deal with because this is just stupid behavior. I'll catch you later. See you on the next one.